Peace and love. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up! Peace and love. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love.
Yeah.
I was dropping tears out your eyes.
But I wasn't really crying.
Why was water dropping?
Because my eyes was just watering. It was cold. But if I was crying, so what? What that mean?
So why you was dropping tears down your eyes?
Okay, so even if I was crying, what that mean? What that got to do with anything?
Because if I see water right there.
Okay, so what that mean?
There.
Okay, so what that mean, James?
That mean you crying right now.
Okay, so if I'm crying, what that got to do with anything?
That mean you didn't stand up for yourself.
What you mean I didn't stand up for myself?
When other people say you can't trust them, mama.
What?
You can't trust them.
Who told you about trusting somebody?
You can't let nobody say what they won't say about you. You just forget about it. Just forget about it.
Okay, I'm gonna forget about it.
And if I tell my daddy something else about you, you gotta forget about it. Then throw it away in the trash.
What you mean? Where this coming from?
In the trash.
Throw the memory in the trash.
You know what? Let's just go, Mama. Let's just go.
Let's just go where?
Let's just go inside.
Why?
Bro, I'm not about to do this with you, bro.
Peace and love.
But I'm saying, so grown-ups can't cry?
Hold up, Mama. Hold up. You a girl, Mama.
Okay.
Hold up. You can't. I get a chance to talk, and you get a chance to talk. Okay?
So who turn it is to talk?
Me.
You just talked.
I didn't say all my words yet.
Okay, well, I don't want to hear all your words. Let me say what I gotta say.
Okay.
Because you need to let me say my part.
Okay.
Grown-ups can't cry. And I stand up for myself.
Okay, now my turn.
Okay, your turn.
But I'm a child, and you a grown-up. But grown-ups don't really cry, Mom.
Why?
When you gotta stand up, like be kind of like a girl that be strong.
I am strong.
And you can't let nobody say what you think they said about you. You can't trust them, bro.
What?
Bro, let's just go, bro. I'm about to get off this call, bro, because you just stuff.
Yeah.
And you was dropping tears out your eyes.
But I wasn't really crying.
Why was water dropping?
Because my eyes was just watering. It was cold. But if I was crying, so what? What that mean?
So why you was dropping tears down your eyes?
Okay, so even if I was crying, what that mean? What that got to do with anything?
Because if I see water right there.
Okay, so what that mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so what that mean, James?
That mean you crying right now.
Okay, so if I'm crying, what that got to do with anything?
That mean you didn't stand up for yourself.
What you mean I didn't stand up for myself?
When other people say you can't trust them, Mama.
What?
You can't trust them.
Who told you about trusting somebody?
You can't let nobody say what they won't say about you. You just forget about it. Just forget about it.
You know what I mean? You gonna lay in the bed you make. You're not gonna get away with nothing in terms of the energy. You know what I mean? You might beat the camera or the police. They might not catch you for what you're doing, but the energy is always gonna return to you. So when you just living in this cycle of being negative all day and just putting out negativity and that's the only energy you putting out, it's gonna return to you in different form than you put it out in. So I would just say, master your energy. Do your best to master your energy and what you put out, and unless that's what you want, because you entitled to whatever you want to create, whatever experience you want to create for yourself. But if you're tired of that shit, adjust the energy. You know what I mean? As best you can. Adjust what you wake up thinking and what you say. And then lastly, what you do. And that's not an easy thing to do because it's such a pressure in these areas to just go by the way things are.
The killing of Nipsey Hussle. You see that chaos right there? It broke out at a vigil to celebrate his life last night. That was in Los Angeles.
And now police have identified a suspect, and they are asking the public for help finding him. ABC's Adrian Banker is there in L.A. And Adrian, law enforcement, they told ABC News that the shooting appears to have been targeted and personal.
Yes, Michael, very personal. Good morning to you. Police say that Nipsey Hussle and his killer somehow knew each other. Overnight, violence strikes again at a vigil for slain rapper Nipsey Hussle. A crowd of mourners was sent running for safety after reports of gunshots at the impromptu memorial. Police say 19 people were treated for injuries, mostly after getting trampled, but officers say no shots were fired. The chaos comes as police identify the man they say gunned down the Grammy-nominated artist. The LAPD claims 29-year-old Eric Holder walked up to 3 men outside the rapper's South LA clothing store and fired multiple times, injuring 2 of the men and killing Hussle. This news comes as music's most famous continue to pay tribute. Beyonce posted this photo of Hussle as a child on Instagram saying, "I'm praying with every ounce of my heart for your family." Hussle, whose real name is Ermias Ashkadom, grew up in the neighborhood where he was murdered. With admitted ties to gangs, he became a music phenom, entrepreneur, and community advocate.
The goal is to create a bridge between the inner cities and Silicon Valley.
On Monday, a meeting with the LAPD that Hussle requested to try and stop gang violence went on in his absence.
He was so loyal to the community, but was the community genuinely loyal to him?
And right now, we do know that we're still learning about the relationship between that suspected gunman and Nipsey Hussle. Police releasing a description of the getaway car the night of that shooting, rather the afternoon of that shooting. A white four-door Chevy vehicle, and a woman was behind the...
Peace of love. Peace of love. Yo, Peace of Love podcast, man. This is your man E.McGee back here in the building. It is a lovely day, man. Tuesday, April the 2nd, man. Glad to be back. Hope everybody had a great night. We got some things to catch up on, some things to talk about. We started the show off just giving you guys some updates as to what's going on with this Nipsey Hussle case. They have found the gentleman that created all of the chaos. They're calling him, I think his name is Eric Holder. His hood name is Shitty Cuz, and that, you know, that fits him about right. Apparently he was on social media. Typically when people commit crimes here in Los Angeles, they tend to flee to Las Vegas. So he was on social media in Las Vegas preparing himself to come back to Los Angeles, saying he was going to meet his lawyer. Now, all of this is allegedly. I wasn't out there. I have seen the videos. I'm certain that, you know, everybody in their neighborhood knows what happened and they know who did it. I'm sure, you know, justice will get served on either side of the coin, whether it's from the police or it's from the neighborhood. But we do have some updates, like I said, man. The police, they found out what happened. They got the suspect. Now it's just like a wild goose hunt to find Shitty Cuz. So it's unfortunate, but, you know, he played himself, man, for sure, for sure. Congratulations. You played yourself.
You played yourself.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. Man, we have a lot of reaction to what happened with Nipsey Hussle. We're not going to, you know, stay on this for too long, but I do want to pay my respects. We're going to play some reaction videos from, man, Dave East on the East Coast, man. He was affiliated with the 60s. Also, Dave East is from Harlem, New York, one of the better rappers coming from the East Coast. I've been following him for quite some time. And then, he, you know, every time Dave East was in L.A., he would be with Nipsey. Anytime Nipsey was in New York, he would be with Dave East and them. So we're going to play some reaction, man. Dave East, Snoop Dogg, Fat Joe. It's a bunch of cats, man. Again, we know how monumental this guy was, what he was doing for the community. Hopefully we can continue that. As you heard on the news, I went out to the visual yesterday. I went out there about 12 o'clock noon. It was cool. There was a lot of people out there. It was a lot of love, like I said, but it was a lot of people. And it was a lot of a lot of gangsters out there. There's a lot of weed smoke, a lot of Hennessy bottles and things like that. So when we mix all those elements, and also the weather getting right. If you're from LA, you know how that goes. So having all them people, something was bound to happen, man. It's unfortunate that happened like that. They said yesterday night, 2 people were shot. They said 6 people got stabbed. Again, I've seen this on the news. We haven't got all the details yet, but they actually had it on CBS, a live camera shot, and you can kind of see everything kick off. I think it was like at 13 minutes, something was going on in the corner. Saw some people fighting, some people swinging something that appeared to be a knife, and then people start scattering. And people typically only scatter when it's gunshots. So I'm assuming they said it was 2 people shot last night. Hopefully everybody is okay. We definitely don't need any more violence to compound what we're dealing with right now with Nipsey Hussle. Again, we want to send prayers out to his family, to Miss Lauren London, to everybody at All Money In, to everybody, from neighborhood, man, from everybody in that area, man. Nipsey Hussle was definitely something to be proud of. You know what I'm saying? When you were outside the city, if you were from LA, wherever you was at, Nipsey Hussle gave you something to be proud of, man, from the city. I know people living in Virginia, people living in Maryland, people living in Florida that are from the city, man, felt this pride in Nipsey Hussle. And every time he did something, man, you felt like it was a win for the city. You know what I'm saying? So again, rest in peace to his family. It's unfortunate that this happened, man, but we have to try to get some type of positive out of this. We don't want it to be too violent. But I mean, if you're from the city, you know what's going on. The weather is getting nice. It's already been 4 or 5 shootings since Nipsey was pronounced dead, man. So we hope that now that we know who did it, hopefully they can, however justice is going to serve itself, justice can get served, and those brothers can piece everything back together, and the All Money In movement doesn't have to stop. Hopefully things can just keep going, and Jay Stone and Pac-Man and everybody that's from that camp can just keep it moving, man. So hopefully that's what we can, that's what we can see. Let's just get to some of these reactions. Yeah, man. So let's do that. Check this out.
It's fucked up, man. I just want to send prayers out to Nipsey Hussle and his family, to Lauren London and her family. This is fucked up, man. This is fucked up. Prayers out to the whole family, man. This shit got to stop, man.
Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. It's always the one that's closest. Always the one that's closest to us. And see, a guy came from nothing. A guy fought for his life. Turned negativity to positivity, was in his hood. Jam Master Jay got killed in his own hood. Nipsey Hussle opened up businesses in his hood. He got killed in front of his own business. We always wonder why celebrities, when they make it, we always say, yo, why they go away? Why we never see them? And most likely it's because of that. And I'm sure he got killed by a sucker nigga he know. Somebody he probably helped or looked out for before is just jealous that their life isn't where they want it to be. And it's sad because here you got somebody trying to do something positive, do something for the community, see the bigger picture. I always tell y'all when I get on my live, I know y'all think I preach, but I always tell y'all, it ain't just making it out the hood, it's going back to your hood. It's going back to your hood and investing in your hood and giving jobs in your community, bro. Caring about your people. And it's just so sad that every time one of our icons, one of our rappers try to go back in their hood and build businesses and be out there, it's your own hood that kills you. It's very disencouraging. So, it's sad, I knew Nipsey for years. I met him on Cypress Avenue, Steve Nobel brought him through, shooting the video in the Bronx. He came.
I'm working on my album. I got this nigga on the album. I'm writing the video out. It's nasty. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it was to come to find out it was a fucking rap. It wasn't none of that Dr. Sebi shit that everybody thinking it is. It was none of that conspiracy shit. It was a nigga from 6 from his set. You know what I'm saying? That probably been hating that nigga forever. You smell me? Like, and got his opportunity. Nip chilling in his own parking lot. He owned that shit. He ain't thinking, he relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like, why ain't have security? That's his shit. Nobody move. Nigga gonna pull up comfortable. A sucker took out a fucking king, my nigga. A real king to this era. I was a kid when Big and Pop died, so I couldn't feel that. I feel this shit.
Yeah, man. So that was just some reaction. They had a visual for Nipsey out in New York last night. That was Dave East. Again, man, this brother touched a lot of people, man. So it's unfortunate that he went out the way he went out. It's crazy, man. When you put all the pieces together, that original video that I was sent had been removed from YouTube, man. But the video that showed him shot originally, it's a cold thing, man. To think that, hey, you know, it is what it is, man. But hopefully, like I said, this can incite some positive. We can keep his movement going. Nick Cannon did say that he would continue to complete the Dr. Sebi documentary that Nipsey Hussle was working on. So that's a positive. That information does need to be out there. People do need to know how to live right, how to eat right, how their diet really affects the quality of their life. Dr. Sebi has cured AIDS. He's cured herpes. He's cured everything, all the ailments that plague us within our communities. So if we can start to address our diets, if we can start to eat the right ways, if we can really, drink the amount of water that we need, we can cut out the dairy, stop drinking that milk, get rid of the cheese, do something about this meat. Half of this meat that we eating is not even real cow meat. It's so many factors, so many loopholes. I think it's time that we all take a look at that diet and really start to investigate what's going on. Like I said, as a collective, black folks are definitely waking up around the country. We're starting to realize our power and it's something deep down inside us, man. We got superpowers, man. I always said I got superpowers. I can do magic. I for sure got superpowers. For sure. For sure. For sure. So yeah, just start to investigate the truth, man. We got to get to the truth because the truth is the truth. It ain't no getting around that here on the Peace and Love podcast. Peace and love. And yeah, man. So moving on, Final Four is going down. Like I said, my team got put out. Murray State lost. I will be seeing my man Ja Morant. I'm sure he's going to be in the league next year. Hopefully he'll be a Laker, right? That would be crazy if he came to the Lakers. That'd be like, baby Kobe. Definitely. So we'll see what's going on with that. But Ja Morant, I'm sure he'll be entering the draft next year. So we'll see what's going on. But right now, we have the Final Four, man. Auburn, Virginia, Texas Tech, and Michigan State. Definitely wasn't. I didn't think this was going to happen like this. I gotta go with the home team. I gotta pull for Texas Tech. It just is what it is. That's a part of me. I'm pulling for Texas. Moving on, man, we got a lot of music that came out. Something that shocked me, I saw the headline online. Andre 3000 and Gold Link have a new song out called Love Third. That is incredible. It's just exciting just to see the name Andre 3000 in a thumbnail. You know what I'm talking about? Check that out, man. Gold Link featuring Andre 3000 called Love the Third. Nipsey Hussle. He did a project with Bino probably about a year ago, man. That's really dope. If you haven't heard it, he got a song called None of This. Check that out. Nipsey Hussle, None of This. Not sure if you know who Billie Eilish is, but she is quite the artist. I'll say that. Her visuals are very unique. she's reminiscent of like a Tyler the Creator. When Tyler the Creator came out and he had the video where he was eating a roach and all that, Billie Eilish, amazing music. She's really dope. She got an interesting look on her for sure. But she got a new album out. New album is called When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? I think that's probably the #1 album in like 7 countries or something right now. If you haven't heard it, check it out. Billie Eilish on all the streaming platforms. When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Very good music, very next level. You know, it's kind of futuristic, but check it out. Your girl Sweetie just dropped a album that is Mr. Quavo's from the Migos. That's his lady. So check her album out. She definitely got some bangers on there. She has a record now called Emotional with Quavo. Got a little bop to it. Pretty cool. I think the ladies will like it. It's getting, you know, the weather's breaking. The sun is coming out. The sundresses are coming out. Yes, Lord. The sundresses are coming out. Yes, that kind. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the best thing a woman can wear is a sundress. You put that dress on, that maxi dress, when the weather get right. Good Lord. And then lastly, Melly, young lady who was attached to Meek Mill some kind of way. Her name is Melly. She's now signed to Tory Lanez, I want to say. It was a big controversy that came out on social media. Tory Lanez congratulated her on her new project she released called Phases. She's supposed to be like the next Afro-Latina chick. Saw an interview with her with Nessa from Hot 97. You know, she seems, I guess, pretty interesting. Got to listen to her music. Haven't heard much of it, but apparently she was rumored to have been an artist with Meek Mill. She said Meek Mill was pressing her for her vagina, calling her bougie if she didn't give it up, things like that. And apparently something happened. She left, and she's with Tory Lanez. So we'll just see how that plays out. She has a new album called Phases. Check it out. Yeah. But again, I think the biggest takeaway, again, Nipsey Hussle, none of this. He had a project with Bino that's really dope. But Gold Link and Andre 3000 called Love the Third. Pretty dope. Check it out, man. Check it out for sure. This Peace and Love podcast. Peace and love. What we want to do, I'm getting a lot of feedback in my DM. I want to let you guys know that we do have a phone line here. We're going to have a lot more guests coming in. Got some things planned. We're taking the show to the next level. Got a couple people coming on that's going to be added to the lineup. Right now, you know, I'm just holding everything down myself, which is cool. I could do it. But we're trying to take the show to the next levels, man. So we got some investors coming in, looking for some sponsors, going to start approaching advertisers. So the show is growing. So kudos for that. You know what I'm saying? Truth is the truth here on the Peace and Love podcast. And if you want to call in, you got anything on your mind, you want to say something, whatever, give me a call, man. 310-910-9431. Again, the number here is 310-910-9431. Every morning when we go live, we're going to open the phone lines up. We're going to have it a little bit more interactive, probably have something where we can screen and see the comments and all this and that. So we're growing. It's getting real. You know what I'm talking about? So, again, get in the comments. Give me a call if you want to. 310-910-9431, and we are going to get into a different section of the show. All right, now we know that although we talk about the politics and things that are going on, we want to talk about black love. That's the most important thing. Later on in the show, we're going to talk about how, as men, we can figure out how to restore the love between one another. I feel like all these things are happening because we don't have enough respect for one another. We don't respect life enough. We don't have enough respect for each other. And it could just be something. You could, misunderstand it, and then somebody lose their life. So we have to figure out, not only do we need to love on our women, but black men, we got to love each other too, bro. Not, this ain't no funny thing. You know what I'm saying? We all men, but we just have to have a level of respect and a certain level of love. If we look back to the 60s and the 70s in our community, it seemed like black people just loved each other like so much. It seemed like all the women, had a little sister girl relationship. All the men had afros and bell bottoms and everything was cool. It was a respect. That's, hey, brother, you know what I'm saying? It was just a different kind of thing, man. So we need to figure out how to get back there and get away from the separatist type of lifestyle we've been living. I got mine. I got to get mine. I'm self-made. It's me, and forget them on the other side. So we can't live like that no more. It's not beneficial. We got to come together for sure. And I know it gets corny when things happen, and then people say we got to stop this and all this and that. It happens all the time, right? But we really have to actively be a part of this change. And if I have to lead the movement, this is a black love movement for black men and black women. If that's what we have to do, like I said, we're going to start getting the community. We're going to start throwing events, all of that, because we need to hold each other accountable. We got to hold each other accountable, man. Just like it's corny for, cats in the neighborhood to talk to young girls, the pedophiles and the chesters. That's what we used to call them, chesters and molesters and all that. When you growing up and it's an older man in the neighborhood that mess with young girls, you look down on that. That's not cool. It's not accepted. We have to start treating senseless acts of violence the same way. When the homies is living foul, if the homies is out flocking, if you living wrong, we got to just start holding each other accountable until we can kind of rid our communities of that. So, get in the comments, man. Let me know. We got some events coming soon. But this is the Hell to the No section. And like I said, we talk about black love a lot. We talk about the issues that we have between black men and women. I think the worst thing to deal with in a relationship, as a good man, as a strong and as a good attractive man, when you can get out and get to moving around, but you solid, you standing strong. The worst thing is to have a woman who just think you cheating on her. To have a woman that think every time you leave the house, it's just women waiting for you to get out the door. Like they think you leave out the house and it's vagina in the bushes or something, right? And I'm not saying I've been through this, but I've seen these things with some of the homies, and you hear the stories of people, some women that they just think they men are just always cheating on them, and it's due to maybe some past trauma or something like that. Regardless of the fact, that's the worst thing in the world. I came across a clip where technology allows you to do so many things. If you want to be mischievous, there's room for you to do so much. They have an app where you can put your man's number in the app and it'll show you all the numbers he texting. They got an app where you can see all the deleted text messages. It's all type of things you can do to find some dirt if you're looking for some dirt. But if you want something solid, it ain't even no reason to do all of that. It ain't no reason to do all of that, right? Saw a clip of a young lady who hired. This is a service. She hired a young lady to hit on her man because she felt like he was cheating on her. So she wanted proof. So she went outside of her relationship. She hired a young lady to hit on her man, and let's see what happened. Check this out.
Are you ready to be honest and tell me that you're cheating on me?
Is that how we're going to start this off?
Yeah, that is it. We haven't talked about it yet.
I didn't cheat on you.
I know that you did.
How do you know this?
Because the girl you cheated with, I paid her $50 to hit on you.
Why would you pay a girl to talk to me? That's some crazy.
You were giving off horrible energy, and it had a series of events leading up to that.
A series of
you
events?
Flirting with other girls, you eyeing other girls.
Who would I ever flirt with?
Oh my gosh, all the girls at your gym?
You're not at the gym, so how can you say I'm flirting with them?
On Instagram. I've seen it.
What do you mean?
You're over there liking all these girls' Instagram pictures, your workout buddies with all these different girls at your gym, and you're literally posting thirst traps like ab pics, like
I'm a trainer. I have a fitness Instagram. So when I see other people that have fitness pages,
so you're gonna
it's called building them up.
sexy girl, whatever, you're so sexy, you're gonna like that?
It's for work. It's innocent flirting and help me get clients to continue to make money.
What is respectful in a relationship?
Trusting a person and not paying somebody to see if they would cheat.
But it happened.
Not true.
You went on a date with this girl.
It wasn't a date.
She literally told me that you took her out to eat.
No.
Yeah, and you guys hooked up. You can't sit here and deny that.
I am denying because it's not true.
Okay, sure.
She's a client, and after we were working out, we got food, which was across the street.
That's not what she told me.
That's what I'm telling you.
She told me you guys had sex.
I'm telling you we didn't.
So are you saying she's lying?
I'm saying she's lying.
Let's find out from her.
Okay.
All right.
Oh my God.
Paula, can you tell him what you told me?
So I pretty much told her that you took me to this really fancy restaurant, and afterwards we went back to my place and hooked up.
And that he came on to you in the car and you guys are kissing?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
Why would you sit here and lie?
I lied because
So you weren't telling the truth?
I didn't think that she deserved you, so I lied.
Oh my God.
Clearly, she doesn't value the man that you are. I thought, maybe I have a chance because.
So you thought you had a chance with him?
Hold on, wait. Let's take that back. So this young lady hired somebody to come in and get proof that her man was cheating on her. And a young lady just said, look, I lied to you because he's a good dude. And I want him to see that you don't deserve him and I want some of this thing. Let's take it back just so you can hear. Now, will his girlfriend apologize for stepping outside of her relationship to try to get him caught up? Will she say, babe, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did that. Women, is that right? I feel like she deserves to lose this man to this other young lady. Let's take it back. Let's take it back.
I didn't think that she deserved you, so I lied.
Oh my God.
Clearly, she doesn't value the faithful, amazing man that you are. I thought, maybe I have a chance because.
So you thought you had a chance with him, so you're trying to home wreck us so that you can be with him?
Wow.
Thanks.
Okay. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that? She's saying that the young lady is trying to be a home wrecker. Well, baby, you hired her. You gave her money to get your boyfriend caught up. The man wasn't cheating. And she said, shit, I'm trying to get me a good man. So the girlfriend, in my mind, the girlfriend gets the hell turned off.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no. Hell no.
Yeah, that's not good, man. That's not good at all. Like I said, I don't know black men that cheat. I don't know none. We typically don't do that. We don't even have that gene in our body to allow us to do that. So she was tripping all the way. So if you got a good man, don't be pressing him out. Please. I understand you got to know what's going on. I understand. But don't be pressing him out. Don't hire somebody to get your man caught up because it might backfire on you. Okay? Okay, so moving on. Trying to get off of the meat thing, right? Trying to get away from eating meat. When I stopped eating meat, let's say it was about a month we were fasting, felt incredible. Felt good, slept better. All the dark spots on my face were leaving. The dark spots under my eyes leaving, slept better. Just felt completely different, right? Slip back into it, start eating meat here and there, on and off, get into these old habits, and then you can kind of just fall back into, what you used to, right? So typically when I eat steak, I'm like Chef Boyardee. Right, I do my thing. When I'm at the crib, if it ain't barbecue, if in the kitchen, I can cook. Right. When I do my steaks, I like my steaks to be medium. About a medium rare, if you will. But it got to have a little blood in it for it to still be good. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people take that theory a little too far. You probably shouldn't eat any meat like that, to be completely honest with you. But you definitely shouldn't eat pork like that. It's been said that the demons that were cast out before they were supposed to be sent back to the abyss, that's the worst thing for them. They didn't want to go back to the abyss, so they pleaded with Jesus and said, hey, could you cast us in any, could we go into the swine? The demons that were in something, I don't know the exact story, but they were on the side of the road somewhere, cast them out. We don't want to go back to the abyss. Would you please send us somewhere? Could we go inside the swine? And it's been said that the demons were sent inside of pigs. So this is another reason why, and we also understand that pigs' original purpose, they said pigs were created. Check this. We know gene splicing and things were happening back in the times of Noah. We know what was going on with the Nephilim and all that. They said pigs were originally created to eat the dead bodies that line the streets. It was no trash man. They said pigs were created for that purpose only, to eat dead bodies. The demons were being cast out of something. They said, listen, we don't want to go back to the abyss. Can we go into something? Jesus said, you can go into the pigs. I don't care. And he said you can go into these pigs because it's not natural. It's not of God. God didn't create that. And that's a whole different story. So he said, man, go into these pigs. I don't care. My people know better than that. My people know not to mess with these pigs. And look at us now, bacon and chitlins and the whole, right? So let's check this out. It's been said, like I said, don't cook pork like you cook your steak. Because if your pork is undercooked, you can get into some serious trouble. Let's check this out.
A teenager died after eating undercooked pork, according to a study in the New England Journal of Medicine. An MRI scan found his brain had cystic lesions, the study revealed. The 18-year-old's parents told doctors at a hospital in India that the boy had complained of pain in his groin for about a week. He also suffered from seizures and swelling over his eye. Despite treatment, the teen died 2 weeks later. The condition, called neurocystic cirrhosis, comes from accidentally ingesting a form of tapeworm. The risk is low in the U.S.
In the U.S., it's very uncommon. It is not endemic here. It's more endemic in other parts of the world like India, Asia, Latin America. And the cases that do occur in the U.S. are typically from either immigrants or people who have traveled and become infected and then come back and infect others that are around them.
Dr. Bridget Dowd, a pediatric gastroenterologist, recommends making sure your meat is cooked. Don't eat it raw or extra rare. However, medium rare is generally okay, she says.
For a whole cut of either beef or pork, you should be cooking it to at least 145 degrees Fahrenheit.
This is InsideEdition.com.
Hell no, to the no, 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 hell to the no, hell to the no.
Yeah, man. So if you having pork chops, you can't do pork chops medium rare, medium. If you eating pork, it's probably bad enough. And I go back and forth, man. I don't eat a lot of pork, but I had some ribs the other day. I think it's from Dickie's in Compton. Just had a little urge, you know what I'm saying? But I got to get off of that. But if you eating pork, please make sure your pork is cooked. Because if it's uncooked, they said you can get a tapeworm in your brain, and then it'll be
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Exactly. Don't play yourself. So, lastly, I know you guys have saw it. There was a video of a young lady who was playing a prank on her boyfriend. She said she had a camera set up. She told her boyfriend, "Hey, I'm gonna leave you," and the boyfriend got to taking off on her. The boyfriend just started just going off on her, just beating her up. And it's like, man, what type of men are we raising that you tell him you gonna break up with him and he start beating you up?
Nigga, you gay.
How did that happen? Growing up, we didn't do that type of stuff. You don't never put your hands on a woman. You never put your hands on a woman for any reason. Ever. But she tell you she gonna break up with you, and then you really flip and look like, what type of men?
Nigga, you gay.
So I was feeling a little certain type of way about that. And I'm like, yo, I was uncomfortable. It was online everywhere. Everybody was talking about it. And ultimately it just makes us look crazy. It makes us as a community look like animals. We all on social media, you know, Nips, it's just crazy, man. If you look at us, if you step outside of our experience and just look at us, I'm not talking about the positive. I'm just talking about the drama that's happened. Let's say within the last month or two with Jussie Smollett and R. Kelly. Then they just popped my boy Nipsey. Everything that's happening online is crazy. And they always show us in this negative light because who controls the media? When these things get reported, if they control the media, they put a little spin on it, man. We look crazy. So I was feeling bad about this. I was feeling bad about this young man and this young lady fighting on social media. And then I came across a video that said the little girl's father caught up with the dude that beat her up. And I couldn't feel more proud. You know, it might not be right, but I couldn't feel more happy. Let's just see what happened when daddy caught up to homeboy that beat up his daughter.
Big nigga, huh? The fuck you think this is, nigga? Damn what? Was it damn when you fucking hit my baby in his mouth? Huh? That nigga teeth in his fucking mouth. You will ever put your motherfucking hands on my baby?
No, I feel you, bro. When she told me what she told me, that nigga doesn't.
I don't give a fuck what she told you. Nigga, you don't ever put your motherfucking hands on none of my motherfucking kids. You hear me?
Well, it ain't me, bro.
I do your motherfucking life, boy. I do not play that shit. I don't give a fuck what y'all do. I don't give a fuck what y'all go through. These right here, nigga, you don't ever put on my motherfucking baby.
I feel you. He's a nice one. Hell no, to the no, 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 hell
Yeah, man. You know what? I'm not gonna feel bad about that at all. It might not be right. You know, we don't encourage violence here on the Peace and Love podcast. You know what I'm talking about? It's all love. It's black love. You know, peace and love. Peace and love. But hey, man, that's what daddies have to do. Don't put your hands on my baby. Daddies need to do that. Hey, it is what it is. We're gonna leave that right there. But hey, it is. Hey. The truth is the truth. So, know if you guys have been following the let me play the transition because that was the last of the Peace and Love podcast Hell to the North section. That was it. Again, if you're gonna eat your pork, make sure your pork is cooked. Ladies, don't hire another lady to try to get your man caught up because that lady might realize how much of a great black king that is, you know? And she might say, man, I need to get me some of that. And you might play yourself. Ladies, don't play yourself trying to get your man caught up.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
And then lastly, fellas, don't put your hands on your girls. All the fathers out there, this is how we need to act. Somebody put your hands on your baby. We need to handle that. So let's get into the next section. D.L. Hughley started a new show on TV One, Miss Kathy Hughes' network. It's basically like set up like a radio thing, and it's D.L. Hughley is a comedian, but he has very strong opinions. He's very intelligent, and being the person that he is, he's able to reach the masses the way other people won't. That's why this thing is so powerful. And he started a new show. His show is really, really good. The ratings are really good over at TV One with Kathy Hughes. If you know Kathy Hughes, I need to get in contact with Kathy Hughes because she need a show with a young brother on there. You know what I'm saying? We working it out. We gonna work it out. But D.L. Hughley had some thoughts about the killing of Nipsey Hussle, and I felt like he was very articulate in the way he explained himself. Let's check this out.
That was Aaliyah, if your girl only knew. So yesterday, much like many of you, I was greeted with the news that Nipsey Hussle had been shot originally. Later on, we would find out that he died. He was a 33-year-old black man who was doing positive things in his community. The thing that makes me the saddest, it's always sad when you lose a life. It's more sad when you start to see that life start to germinate and become something. Mm. And I won't ascribe it to black on black crime. I think crime is about proximity, I always have. But I think that we will notice in America that we seem to kill our tomorrows. Like everybody who's doing something seems to meet an unfortunate end. And you can never have a tomorrow when you keep killing your todays. He did the example, and you never know what would have happened, but it would sure have been nice to see this man evolve and start to become. The beautiful thing about people is that they start to become a thing, and when they get it, they really get it, and they take off. And sometimes people are here for so brief a time, but they're so impactful when they do it. I was watching people on the airlines crying, white men and women, crying about a life they never knew. Even if they didn't know his music, you could tell from his spirit he was doing something. Yeah. I will not tell you what to describe it to. I don't know if he was planning a documentary and somebody was gonna, or if he was meeting with the police, or if he was doing, I know this. He was a life, and all too unfortunately across this country, young men and young women are losing their lives for situations that should not happen.
But you know something, DL? The sadness of all of this is that we have gotten to the point with our value of life. See, we got to do something in our community to reconstruct the value of our lives to one another. We have got to start mattering more to one another than these issues.
What happens is, and this is what I wanted to say, there are men and women and boys and girls all over this country who will soon know this lost person. And the only thing I can say to you is, I understand the fear, the confusion, the hate, the anger. I understand what comes. But if you can just wait a little longer. If you think he was something at 33, wait till you would have seen him at 45 and at 50 and 60. I wish that you would understand this. There are people out there. The only reason black churches exist right now primarily is because black women are in there praying for young boys and fathers and husbands and sons, praying on their knees for them. You are loved, you are appreciated, and the anger and emptiness you feel if you hang on just a little longer it'll go away, and you'll have a life you never even imagined. You cannot have a tomorrow if you keep killing our todays. You take the best of us. The very things you need, you could have already taken away. What if you killed somebody that was going to cure cancer? Or going to change your station in life? Or that's going to get a bank that would help black people? This man invested in his community. He didn't run away. He got killed in the very store he was opening, that had opened to help his community. Black men and black women, understand you are loved. You're not nothing. You are appreciated. You're not deviants. People love you. Just hold on a little longer, and we can stop this from happening. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the
Yeah, man. We got to know that we loved. And I think a lot of times, I don't have any kids, but they said you got to be the change that you want to see, right? So we have to spread love first. I got some messages yesterday from some of the homies like, man, hey, I love you, bro. I just got to let you know. And it was touching. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it ain't no funny thing. You know, we all men. We all got families and things like that. But it's just important to know that somebody love and care about you. That when things get bad, when it's dark, it ain't never that serious for you to feel like you by yourself. And we have to continuously tell our people around us that we love and care for them. Whoever this brother was, man, that killed Nipsey, I'm sure if somebody would have let him know, man, hey, you loved and you cared about, bro. This is just the way things have to go. Outside of the gang, if he just felt loved and cared about, maybe he wouldn't have acted like that. Who knows, man? But we have to learn how to give love, how to spread love. We want our women to act a certain type of way. We want our women to be the queens that they should be. We got to treat them like that. We got to show them that they loved and cared about. We got to give love without seeing your ass and you know, TNA, the TD, you know. We got to be able to give love to our women without all the extra, because they searching for it. That's why they naked on Instagram. That's why they got these long weaves down to their butts. Why are you walking around with we look like clowns out here, man. Dudes is walking around with purses on. It's crazy. It's crazy. We doing all this stuff for attention, and we have to give back to. We know that we're loved and supported and cared about. And we don't have to be doing all this crazy stuff for attention. A lot of times, to be real, a lot of times cats get caught up in gangbanging because they don't know that they loved and cared about. So they go to the gang looking for love, looking for some people to care about them. But as we can see, it ain't no love in there. Don't nobody really care about you like that, bro. In that lifestyle. Maybe you can prove me wrong, man, but we have to get back to a place where we know that we loved and we cared about black men, black women. Today, man, kiss y'all babies. Kiss your lady, man. Ladies, kiss your man. Even if it's hard right now, man, we got to know that we can still give love and receive love. That's where all this stuff is coming from. And I don't mean to be preachy, man, but God is love, right? And if you don't know how to give and receive love, you might need to go holler at God, man. Get right. You could just start by saying thank you. But I don't got too much, man. I wanted to close with Brother Tupac. Tupac said some interesting things. We know that Nipsey Hussle said that, you know, you can't escape your energy, man. So whatever it is you put out, even if you don't get caught by the police or you feel like you didn't get caught by the camera or whatever the case is, you're going to get caught. Karma is a real thing. So you got to, whatever you put out, that's what you're going to get back. Again, this is a Peace and Love podcast. I am your host, E.McGee. Please follow me on Instagram at EMCGEEE. DMs, any, you know, content, anything you want to talk about. We're going to close with this Tupac thing, man. You guys be safe out there. We'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been a really good show. Remember, peace and love. The takeaway today, tell the folks around you that you love them, man. You don't know what people are going through. Somebody can be right up on you. You don't know the type of things that they're dealing with. So we got to communicate.
In jail. I think that if you take one of the O's out of good, it's God. If you had a D to evil, it's the devil. I think some cool motherfuckers sat down a long time ago and said, let's figure out a way that we can control motherfuckers. And that's what they came up with, is the Bible. Because if the guy wrote the Bible, I'm sure it would have been a revised copy by now. You know what I mean? Because a lot of shit has changed. And I've been looking for this revised copy, and I don't see it. I still see that same old copy that they had from then. And I'm not disrespecting anybody's religion. Please forgive me if it comes off like that. I'm just stating my opinion. I feel like we get crucified. I mean, the Bible was telling us all these people did this because they suffered this much. That's what makes them special people. Right. I got shot 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? And I got crucified to the media. You know what I mean? And I walked through with the thorns on. And I had shit thrown on me. And I had the thief at the top. I told that nigga I'll be back for you. You know what I mean? And trust me, this is not supposed to be going down. I'll be back. So I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but I'm saying that we go through that type of thing every day. We don't part the Red Sea, but we walk through the hood without getting shot. You know what I mean? We don't turn water to wine, but we turn motherfucking dope fiends and dope heads into productive citizens into society. You know what I mean? We turn money. We turn words into money. You know what I mean? What greater gift can there be? So I believe God blesses us. I believe God blesses those that hustle, those that use their mind, and those that overall are righteous. I believe that your karma, everything that you do bad comes back to you. So anything that I'm doing that's bad, I'm going to have to suffer for. But in my heart, I think what I'm doing is right. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm going to heaven. You know what I mean? And I think heaven is just when you sleep with a good conscience. You don't have nightmares. And hell is when you sleep, the last thing you see is all the fucked up things you did in your life. And you just see it over and over again. Because you don't burn. Because if that's the case, it's hell on earth. Because bullets burn. You know what I mean? It's people that got burnt in fires. That means they went to hell already. You know what I mean? All that is here. So what else? What do you got there that we ain't seen here? What, you gonna walk around aimlessly, zombie? Nigga, that's here. You ain't been on the streets lately. You know what I mean? What heaven is now. Look, we sitting up here, live big screen. It's heaven for the moment. You know what I mean? Hell is jail. I seen that one. Trust me, this is what's real. And all that other shit is to control you. If the churches took half the money that they was making and gave it back to the community, we'd be all right. If they take half the buildings that they use to praise God and gave it to motherfuckers who need God, we be alright. We be alright. Have you seen some of these goddamn churches lately? It's ones that take up the whole block in New York. It's homeless people out here. Why ain't God letting them stay there? Why these niggas got gold ceilings and shit? Why God need gold ceilings to talk to me? Why do God need colored windows to talk to me? Why God can't come where I'm at, where he sent me? If God wanted to talk to me in a pretty spot like that, why the hell he sent me here then? You know what I mean? That make ghetto kids not believe in God. Why? So that's a wrong religion. I believe in God. I believe God put us wherever we want to be at. Then it makes sense that God will put us in the ghetto. That means he wants us to work hard to get up out of here. That means he's testing us even more. That makes sense. It makes sense that if you're good in your heart, then you closer to God. But if you evil, then you close to the devil. That makes sense. I see that every day. All that other spooky shit don't make sense. And I don't even believe, I'm not dissing them, but I don't believe in the brothers. I was in jail with them and having conversations. Brothers, I'm God. If you God, open the gate for me. Yeah. You know how far the sun is and how far the moon is? How the hell do I pop this fucking gate and get me free up out of here? Then I'll be a 5% for life.
I can feel a vibe, hustle on the ride. Slow light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. All she want is time, all she want is time. Look me in my eyes, call me on my lies. Lock the city down till the summertime. Time to slice these niggas up some humble pie. Caravan of foreigns, let my youngin' drive. Elevate my game for the 100th time. You can hold me down through these troubled times. I'll be another victim to my stubborn pride. Peace and love. Hold me down through these troubled times. Be another victim to my
Peace and love. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love podcast. Peace and love.